Hey everybody and welcome to Forever Sports for today's weekend preview and weekend predictions, more importantly. And we're going to be doing them on MyPicks.app. And if you have not yet done so, then please go and head over to MyPicks.app. Go and submit your predictions for the weekend. Go and join our leagues and let me know what you think is going to happen. Of course, what's going to be a very interesting weekend. Starts with a Boks game. There's an England versus New Zealand game, and there's an Ireland versus Australia game. France looking to bounce back against Fiji. You got Wales versus Japan. Can Wales finally get a victory and try and start building themselves back up? And then a Sunday fixture where we've got Argentina taking on Scotland, which should also prove to be very, very interesting. Before we get into predictions, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Right, so things all start quite quickly this weekend, and we've got Italy versus the Springboks tomorrow. So if we look at the Springboks side, it is a rotated side. There's no doubt about that. There are some new combinations. For example, Ethan Hooker, Kenny Moody in the midfield never played together. I don't think Franco Moster and John Klein have ever played together either. But obviously very experienced campaigners. It's a front row with not a lot of experience with Jan Kobolov, Zachary Porthen, Bowen Fenter. It's a back row, which is quite a new look with Marco van Staden getting an opportunity at number 8. So there's definitely a lot of combinations, but it's an incredible bench that the Boks do have. And I think that is going to be the big difference. I think if we kind of look, Italy's 15, Boks starting 15, you can maybe argue there's probably, in terms of a combined 15, maybe more Italian players. But on the bench, I don't think there's a single player in the Italy bench which sort of outmatches what the Springboks have on the bench. And for that reason, I'm still expecting a pretty comfortable Boks victory. I do think that Italy are scoring, so I'm going to put them at 16 odd points. I think the Boks are going to go north of 30. So I'm going to go about 38. I'm going to go 38 points to 16. In fact, I'm actually even bold. I'm going to go 45 points to 16. That's kind of where I'm at. I absolutely nailed last week's Boks prediction. I said Boks by 15. I said 35-20. So it wasn't quite the exact right score, but the margin was correct. So that's what I'm going to go with for Italy versus Boks and lock in that prediction. And this is what it all looks like, by the way. This is on MyPicks.app. So go over there. As you can see, MyPicks.app. Go and get your score predictions and you can join our leagues and sort of see how you rank. Then probably the big match of the weekend, England versus the All Blacks. Two sides currently building inverted commas. A big opportunity, I think, for England to go and beat the All Blacks and to go and get a victory there. I'm not convinced they're going to be able to do it. I'm actually kind of backing the All Blacks still get up. I do think it's going to be a high-scoring game, though, to be honest. So I'm going to go with... I'm going to go 26-21. I think it's going to be quite a close game. I think the All Blacks will edge it unless England really do pitch up. But I think that England will push them. So I'm going to go 26 points, 21. 5-point margin. I could be completely wrong, but I think it's two teams who every now and again, there's a couple of players that can create chance. I don't think that defensively either team has been really good enough this year, so I'm going to go with that. Then Wales versus Japan. Now, Japan, I think, are just at the moment just not really rocked up so far, apart from that sort of almost comeback against Australia. Now, Wales are there for the taking. But I've just got a feeling that we might see something this weekend. Again, I think this could be quite a high-scoring game. So I'm going to sort of put it at sort of, I'm actually going to go 4-point margin. I'm going to go 32 points to 28 from Wales. I don't know why, but I'm just foreseeing points and this weekend. And I think that Wales could have enough to beat Japan. So I'm going to lock that one in. That maybe might be a bit of a ballsy one. Ireland versus the Wallabies. I mean, look... A month ago, for example, I might have backed the Wallabies to have... I think they'll score points. I'll give the Wallabies 14 odd. Let's maybe say 15. This maybe takes 3-pointers. But I think Ireland are going to score a lot of tries. So I'm going to put Ireland at 42 points to 15. I'm actually going to go down to 40. 40 points to 15. I think Ireland could score a lot of points against the Wallabies. I don't think it's the Irish playing their best rugby at the moment. I think the Wallabies at the moment are just completely... low on confidence, and I think that Ireland will put points on them. But I do think Australia will score at least 2 tries. Is kind of my gut. Maybe a couple of penalties along the way as well. So I'm going to go 40 points to 15. Going to lock that in. And then with France versus Fiji. Now Fiji, it was a good game last weekend. Maybe the score didn't quite do the game justice. I think France will be very, very motivated to try and sort of hit back and to get some points over there. So I'm going to go France 31 odd, and I'm going to go Fiji 14. I reckon Fiji. In fact, I'm going to go 16. Let's go 18, actually. Let's go 18. Shall we go 18 and I'll back Fiji to score some points over there? I think that if Fiji pitch up, they can compete, but I do think France in general will have too much for them. So that's what I'm going to go with. It's about a 13-point margin, 12, 13 points, kind of where I'm at. Save that prediction. Look, this could be completely wrong, in fairness. This is kind of just my gut and what I'm saying. And that's why I want to know what your predictions are down in the comments below. And then the last game, you've got Scotland versus Argentina. I think Argentina are a good side, and I think that they will score tries. So I'm going to give them 19 points. However, I think that Scotland at home can play some pretty good rugby. I think Finn Russell, if he pitches up, so I'm going to give Scotland 33 points to 19, and I think they're going to get a job done over Argentina. As I'll be very interested to see what the world rankings start to look like as we sort of get towards the end of this Autumn Nations series, kind of the midway really here. And then next weekend as our last stacked weekend, and then we go into a very shortened weekend. So that's kind of what I've got with my predictions. They could be very wrong. They could be right. I've never been a particularly good score predictor, although last week, as I said, I got the 15-point margin right. And I'm actually sitting on top of the league. So, I mean, I'd say, what do I know? But evidently, at the moment, quite a lot. So let me know what your predictions are. Copy the games, put them down in the comments. Give me your score predictions, and let me know that you have locked them in on MyPicks.app so we can see over the weekend how kind of everybody's predictions are going. It's completely free to register. There are some premium features which you can buy with the premium subscription, but the core of it is free and always will be, and you can go create your own leagues and the whole likes of that. So go and get yourself on MyPicks.app, go and submit your predictions, go and predict teams, for example, in the future, and also do the player ratings. So for all of these games, there will be player ratings available. So if you're an English fan, you can go and rate the English players. You can go rate the All Blacks players if you are an All Blacks fan, and the like. So go and get involved in MyPicks.app. Let me know what your predictions are. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steve. I'll chat to you soon.